guys, what's up? It's Dylan Skelly Dunn. Welcome to another QmeAyou where you questioned me and I'm going to answer you while baking cookies. So it's like we're baking and we're talking about being queer. We're baking and we're talking about being queer. We're baking and we're talking about being queer. So I'm kind of nervous because I'm not like one of those like Rachel Ray shows where I'm going to make all of this and then put it in, but then magically pull out something that I've already baked, like hours before. This is live action, live time, real life. This is the real world. But first, I need a bowl because what am I gonna pour all this into? So we're just gonna get on into it. First, you take your pre-made, that'd be nice. Pre-made mix, and you open it up, and then you get to the first question. The only thing, I've said this a few times, is that if you're dating someone who is confused about their gender or about their sexuality, it's not gonna like solve itself overnight. It's not like linear. It's not like one day I'm confused, so in like 2 more days, straight line it, I'm not going to have any of the bad stuff and I'm going to get right to where I'm going to be like on T and totally fine. No. So what you can do is just be there for them because they're going to have their bad days. If say they are like, want to transition but they're not sure or whatever, and they're going to have their days where they hate themselves. They're going to have their days where they're angry at everything. And you just have to be there to remind them that while they are having a bad day, that sometime in the future, even though that seems so far off, that they will get to where they need to be, where they feel comfortable inside their own skin. And just like show them like videos and stuff and try to help them make the path easier. Educate them while educating yourself. So you pour your stuff into the bowl and then you find I don't know if this is a third, but we're going to try it because you have to pour some oil, a third of oil into the, oh, I forgot to put that in there, into the mix. Make sure you wash your hands and have a refreshment. I'm going to try to look really cool. Yeah, you're totally still asexual because guess what? Asexual people can have sex! Did you hear that? You're comfortable with it. Asexuality is about the desire of having sex. Not if you will have it or if you won't. You're still asexual. Welcome to the club. Put 2 eggs into the mix because I goofed up and bought cake mix and not cookie mix. But okay, hi, I'm so glad I'm cracking eggs so I can get my frustration out at this question. You're bisexual if you've never been with a girl but you're with a guy. You're bisexual if you've never been with a guy but you're with a girl. You're bisexual if you find girls and guys attractive at the same time. So take that like way of thinking and put it towards straight people. Like you can't be straight because you've never been with a guy. You have no idea if you like dudes. How are you gonna know if you are straight if you've never been with a guy? I keep putting my hands in this. Is anyone else as grossed out as I am? It's like so dumb. So just ignore them. Or ask them the question. If you've never been with a guy, how do you know you're straight? How do you know? So now that your eggs are in the mix, you have to find a mixing thing. What is this? This is a whisk, but I'm whiskless at the bottom, so I'm going to use this awesome thing. LOL, I used to hate myself. I used to be really closed up about it and hate everything about my life, and I wouldn't talk to anyone. I pretended to be straight for like a really long time, and I just kind of ignored it because I was not ashamed, because I don't want to say that, but I wasn't like, no one in my high school was trans or non-binary or anything. So it was like me being the only one made me want to not tell anyone. I didn't want to be like that odd one out where it's like, people be like, oh my god, I have no idea what that means, but they're such a freak. I don't want to learn about it, so they're a freak. So I didn't want that. It took me a while. It took me till after I found a safe space where to like grow my knowledge about myself. I'm so not in rhythm. That's so bad. Oh my god. To like be comfortable enough to talk about it like this. This is really hard. I suggest that you have strong upper body, like muscles, when making cookies, because I don't. Romantic, asexual people. So is that when you're romantically attracted to the opposite sex, but you don't want to? Yes, you're still asexual. You are still the A in LGBT, AQ, LMNOP, QRS. There's like a lot of other. I don't really know that acronym as well as I should. But yeah, if you're asexual, you belong in any safe space that I can put you. Come on, come bake cookies with me. This is a safe space. We'll be safe together. I will shelter you from the mean people of the world. Yes. So I'm at that point with my parents. Now that you've used your eggs and you've used all your upper body strength that you will have for the rest of the day, you're going to put it on a pan. Now, my mom's like, this is my really good pan, so don't get any cookie stuff on it. So I put down a sheet. I didn't measure it out. I just ripped it, and this is why it looks so like this. But now we're just going to mash cookies together. But, so I'm at the same spot with my parents, is that I've told them I'm in therapy. I am chatting it up. I'm totally non-gender conforming. But they seem to forget that every time that I don't go, every day that is not therapy day. So my favorite thing that parents say is, well, think about us. Think about us. You say we don't think about you whenever you're trans, but think about how it affects us. So I understand, because having what they perceive as the normal kid their entire life to suddenly going to a term that they've never heard of. But the way that my mom was thinking is, she's like, I'm gonna have to tell my friends about my trans child, and they're not gonna understand, and they're gonna think it's weird. And I'm like, well, duh. Of course they're gonna not understand. They don't even probably know what that is. But what you have to tell them is that just because they didn't realize it when you were younger, that when they were raising you, that you were different, doesn't mean that you didn't. It doesn't mean that you don't have to live with this every single day. So they should also think about you. Think about the flip side, where you have to deal with hating yourself every day or being uncomfortable in your own body. And that it's not just so black and white where it's like, this is what I am, this is how I think, so I want this to happen. It takes a while for people to come to terms with themselves and to even realize that this is what they want to do. And even when they decide, it's still a scary thing. So parents, you should openly talk about it with your parents. If they already know, who's it going to hurt? You guys need to get on the same page. You need a support system. And if your parents know, and they could probably you could try to see if they're willing to be that support system. Even though if it's awkward as heck. So, talk to your parents. 100% no doubt that I'd totally be a different person if I was born male, biologically male, physically male. Alright, so you're going to put these cookies in the oven. If I was a guy and I grew up a guy, I would not know that this side of the world probably existed, because I wouldn't have educated myself, because I was the queer one in my group of friends. So if I was a guy, none of them would have been queer, so I wouldn't have had to not worry, but I wouldn't have had to be aware of it, if you think it like that. So I would totally be different, and yes, this experience has totally shaped me, because I would definitely not be the same person. I would probably be one of the people that I really don't like, and I would wear basketball shorts and socks up to my ankles, or up to my kneecaps, and I hate that. Am I gonna get salmonella? Who cares? Okay, so my thing is that I really don't actively watch TV with Like, other than, like, the only thing that's coming to my mind is, like, The L Word, Orange is the New Black. Because the shows that I watch, you know, they have, like, the 5 characters, like, they're redoing Friends, but one of them is gay. Gay character is either, like, this banging hot lesbian or some book nerd, like, shy, Velma-looking lesbian, or it's a chubby gay guy who's, like, really loud. Like, that's the stereotypes that, and it's awesome representation, but, like, I can't watch it because it, like, makes me want to pull my teeth out. So, I mean, my favorite, like, person would be, like, Ellen Page. I think she's really cool. I think Dexter's asexual, though, so that's what I watch right now. This is me making these cookies and talking to you, because you're never gonna know. Yeah, so hit me up with your gender questions. I know I didn't answer them all. I want to help you figure out who you are. I want to be there for you. I want to get this stuff off my hands. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow with a funny video. Nice. Some people make fun of me because I icing my cookies. I don't know why icing was in quotes. But if you don't do that, where's the fun? Where's the fun? Harry's not here to answer my question.